How y'all doing, sweet ones? Many of you are saying that you're very, very tired. I am too. I haven't been sleeping. The energies have really been keeping me awake. I tried to lay down today, and it's just a lot going through. The sun finally came out for a little bit today. That's good, though. As we go into this lunar eclipse, how you doing, Courtney? Big hugs and blessings, sweet ones. Some of you are gonna be tired. You guys are gonna go up and down, where some of you are really tired. Look at 3 days ago, I wasn't tired at all. But that just goes to show you, we bring in these energies, and then you go through that space of bliss and everything, and then you have to anchor it into the actual physical, if you will. And that's where you get really, really tired. And I have so much energy going through me that I'm just not able to sleep, and I'm very tired. Julie, the pressure in your head is your crown chakra opening, and the balance and harmonizing of your something just bit me, of the fourth eye opening to the pituitary gland, which is the masculine essence, balancing and harmonizing with the third eye that's opening. For others that have pressure in the head, those that are just awakening, their third eye also is opening. Fevers are not unusual, Courtney. How you doing, Nicholas, Michelle, Jenny? Big hugs and blessings, sweet ones. Fever is not unusual, Courtney, and the reason why is your physical vessel releases a lot of those energy blockages when you all go within and you actually heal, some of those blockages, and you release them. From the emotional and mental body, your physical body releases the energy also through its physical body at the same time that you're doing it emotionally and mentally, if you will. And how you doing, Ann? Big hugs and blessings, beautiful. How you doing, Michelle? And so that's not unusual. That's why you hear a lot of flu-like symptoms. Now, one thing you guys may be already experiencing, and if not, you will, with this 8-8 gateway tomorrow, this Lion's Gateway. Julie, that's exactly what it is. That's where so many of you guys get rashes, you get boils, you get nausea, yada, yada, yada. That's not unusual, sweetheart. And you get flu-like symptoms. You feel like your body's been run over with a Mack truck, like mine feels right now. All of it is all tied in together. How you doing, Marlene? Nicholas says yes, body aches as well, headaches, absolutely. One thing you guys are really going to see, one thing this 8-8 gateway tomorrow is going to activate, if you're not already feeling it, you will start to feel it, and that is your solar plexus. Many of you may experience discomfort. Your solar plexus is your powerhouse, and that's really what, it's not just for Leos with this 8-8 gateway, it's for everything. Now, the number 8, everybody resonates it to abundance and infinity, but really what the number 8 does, and what this gateway tomorrow is going to do, is 8 brings in harmonization and balance, if you will, to the material and the immaterial world. And remember, we've been saying that you have gone to, we've gotten to 0 point, that this lunar eclipse and this total solar eclipse, leading up to this total solar eclipse, is a matter of severing that which is not for your highest good, and the highest good of all, and bringing it up to be revealed. And so that heaviness that is being, through these energies for that full moon last night and today, and then of course you got that gateway, so you got like a trifecta right here alone. Plus you got the influence of Uranus. I mean, there's a lot of energies in the air, sweet ones. Courtney, I feel like I've been hit by a bus. I feel like I've been ran over by 100 Mack trucks. They gave me antibiotics, but I don't know if I should take it. Courtney, this is what I'm going to suggest to you, sweetheart. I believe you mentioned on my post that they said there's nothing wrong with you. If they are saying there is nothing wrong with you and yet they still give you medication, I would question that. However, what I encourage you to do is really sit and be present with your vessel and really communicate with your vessel. And I'm pretty clear that your vessel is going to say you don't need it. Medication has a tendency to prolong these energies, sweet ones. Now, I'm not encouraging you not to take it. If you need to seek medical attention, by all means, please seek it. But also know if they can't find something wrong with you, or they don't know what it is and they're just handing you medicine to take, I would really communicate with your spirit on that, because most of us on the spiritual journey have come into the awareness that medication is there just to keep you enslaved, if you will. It's not there to help you, it's there to harm you. And so, again, validate anything I say or anybody says within, sweetheart, and really communicate with your vessel on that. Absolutely, I would encourage you to do that. Go within on that one. Martika, you look sick and tired now, madam. I am very tired. I am not sick. I am very, very tired. Like I said, I have been doing an awful lot of planetary transmutation and a lot of galactic work these past 48 hours, and I have not had much sleep. I am extremely tired. And I got a whole lot of energy going through my vessel that is preventing me from sleeping, but thank you. I'm okay. I mean, I'm very balanced. I'm just tired. My vessel is tired. I'm in a very peaceful, calm state, a very detached state, if you will. But I'm just very tired, sweetheart. And Dawn, you're right. Most prescriptions are not needed, but you know, there's a lot that haven't come into that awareness that some of us have. Let's see what Courtney says. Because I live in Arkansas, they are afraid it's a tick bite, but I don't have any bites on me. You know what, Courtney, again, sweetheart, I would communicate with your vessel. It don't matter what they say. It matters what your spirit says, beautiful. And, you know, they call it practicing medicine for a reason. They're practicing doctors. They don't have all the answers. And I would just, again, I would encourage you to go within, sweetheart. And really, you know, listen to your vessel. Listen to your spirit. Your spirit will tell you in any given moment if you need something, if you need a doctor. Kelly, nausea on and off last few days. My left breast hurt bad over a week. No wonder, and lots of fatigue the last 2 weeks. It's also helpful to understand, especially, you know, and I'm not saying some of the masculine can't be going through this, but especially the feminine, you're going to be finding the higher in frequency you raise to, sweet ones. You're going to find that for those of you who have not had your menstrual cycle, you may go through a day, 2, 3 days of where you are spotting again. You may find, and this may go for the gentleman as well, especially those who carry a more feminine mother essence, then your nipples may start to leak and stuff. That too is also very normal, especially with, you know, releasing and memories and activating heart chakras, stuff like that. Like myself, you know, I went through menopause very, very early, praise God. I went through it at 38 and was in full menopause by 39, praise God. And even on my spiritual journey, there's been 2 or 3 times where I have started to spot again, thinking that I was getting my menstrual cycle back, and Spirit guided me. That's not unusual with the healing that goes on. That's not unusual with the rewiring and the recalibration to go through that. Hot flashes, cold flashes, all of those are completely normal during this. Kelly, you do seem to... I am. I love you guys. Big, big hugs and blessings. Drink extra lemon water. Citrus water is really, really good through here. It's better than being sick. Hope you get... thank you, Martika. Dawn says we can't mask our symptoms. We need to listen to the vessel, healing to all. Absolutely, and not just listen to your vessels, but speak to your vessels. You know, I encouraged you guys in a video last week, You know, right now it's really helpful and encouraged to activate the chakras on the bottom of your feet. This is really going to help you anchor in these energies and rub your feet. You know, if you have wrinkles or varicose veins or love handles, fat rolls, whatever you call it, scars, you know, you can literally morph your vessel, if you will, if there's something about it you don't like, if you will. And how you do that is you communicate to the cells within your meditations or yada, yada, yada. But you also sit there and how many of you like massages? You like it when your lover, your partner, your children rub your feet, whatever it may be. Do that to your vessel yourself. Because by making love to your vessel, and I'm not saying that in a sexual way, I'm saying that everybody likes to hear sweet nothings. You like to be told how handsome and sexy you are. You like to be told how pretty or how nice you look in that dress. And again, when you go into meditation, it's in a silent space, if you will. So you're communicating with yourself through your subconscious. When you speak out loud, and when you talk out loud, your conscious mind hears it. And when you can do them both in tandem, it actually makes this process a lot more graceful, a lot more gentle. People are like, why are you always talking to yourself? Well, because I like that balance and harmony to come in all at once, together. You know, if my spirit, if my subconscious is hearing it in my meditation, then I speak it out loud. So my conscious hears it too, you know, before I go to bed at night. I talk to my mighty I am present. Well, I actually call it myself, but it's like, self, if there's any discordant energies I may have put out today, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, I ask that you neutralize them and harmonize them. And I thank you for this gift. So it is. And I mean, so I speak out loud to myself morning, noon, and night. I'm always speaking to myself. But by doing so out loud, it also communicates the conscious awakens mind and the subconscious mind, and so they work in tandem, which brings about more balance and harmonization, especially as these energies are having the masculine and the feminine in union rise together, if you will. Thank you, Nicholas. Bless your guys' hearts. I love you guys. Pamela says, don't take, I can't even pronounce that word with my false teeth. Sorry, beautiful. Like cipralevaquin, very toxic. Okay, we'll have to read that afterwards because my phone won't let me read it all. I love you, Pamela. Thank you for that. Kelly says, those, and there's that word again that I'm not even going to try to take, are evil, never take. It's really helpful to, Kelly, sweethearts, it's really helpful to get away from using, words are powerful. Words carry frequencies. And the more you can allow yourselves to step away from using words such as dark and light, good and evil, positive, negative, really allow those dualistic words that carry those dualistic frequencies and lower vibrational frequencies, and find a better word or make up a new word, if you will. That is really going to help you guys maintain your frequencies, especially with going through these eclipses and this gateway. You know, everything of the old needs to be left behind, including those lower frequency words. It's why so many of us, you know, you've heard us say in the higher realms, cursing and stuff like that doesn't exist. It really does not. And yes, I'm aware that I still curse. I'm very fully aware of that. And that too comes and goes with myself. I observe myself all the time. There's nothing I don't observe about myself. Every interaction, everything I observe. Let's see. They make you turn into a 90-year-old. Well, they can't make you do anything, Kelly. When you become aware, sweethearts, no longer is it them making you do anything. You're either giving your power away to them, or you have taken control of your power and they can't do anything to you anyways. So, I mean, you know, really, that's what these are bringing up to the surface. Just a matter of, you know, really observing us, how things that we say and how we're participating in, and just really, just bless them. When things like that come up, really just bless them. Curtis says, I've been communicating with Source Light. I just say this, I ask that life source. It's good to ask Source. Well, Curtis, absolutely, it's good to ask Source. Source, Mighty I Am Presence, Creator, Mother, Father, God, Self, they're all the same. Just different labels. Let's see. Yes, that was very early. Let's see. There's much transformation going on. Please drink hot tea and honey. Honey, I've been drinking hot lemon tea, actually dandelion green and lemon tea with honey. Kelly, what do you want, honey? What did you say? I didn't see what she said. Let's see. I love you too, Emmy. I felt a lot of discord. I pray against it all in the name of Jesus Christ the light. Me too, lots of self-talk. And that's really good. It really is. When you sit there and that's why, for many of you, especially those that are starting on the spiritual journey, I'll sit there and I encourage you guys, stand naked in front of a mirror and really look at yourself and tell yourself, I love you. After the rape with myself, I had to do that. And it's not easy when you first start doing that because, we've been taught to feel ashamed of ourselves until we start that spiritual journey. And that's one of the things that really helps you learn to appreciate you and to love you and give you the self-love that you need and to feel worthy of that self-love. Even if you don't feel that way at first, stand in front of that mirror, stare into your eyes and tell yourself, I love you. I love you. If you feel, put this in secure mode, thank you. If you feel that you are fat or overweight or not beautiful or whatever it may be, lacking self-confidence, then I again encourage you to stand naked in front of a mirror. And, there's only one part on my vessel that I can still say that I'm not fully in love with, and that's my belly. And I stand there. Oh, I love it. It's armor, and I appreciate it because all weight is just armor, because if, you've been taught that you needed that armor to protect you. And I sit there and I'll rub my belly and it's like, you're so beautiful. You're so skinny. You're so tight. Whatever it is I want to say to it, I love you. And I talk to it. And when you can appreciate that which you don't like or that which you're not enthused about or whichever it may be. But that is the greatest tool for a masculine or a feminine to do, is to stand in front of that mirror until you literally, because most of us, when we start out doing it, can't stand and look at ourselves for very long without sitting there starting to see everything that we think is wrong with ourselves. And to really be able to get to the point where you can stand in front of that mirror and say, I love you, and not look away, and really truly feel that you love every inch of your vessel, whether it's wrinkles around the eyes, love handles, varicose veins, whatever it may be, you will find that will help your self-esteem in a great amount of ways. And it is a very helpful and beautiful tool to use. When I start getting down, there's times where I still just walk in there, look in the mirror, and say, okay, beautiful, I get you're feeling down, I love you, and all is okay. And I talk to you guys the same way I talk to myself. I don't treat anybody any different than how I treat myself. I really don't. That's just me, though. I call everybody beautiful or handsome or, sweetheart. But that's me. Let's see. Labels are just the shamans. This is very true. I knew that. I agree. They have power. Let's see. You are love. Oh, Kelly, I love you all. Dandelion tea is very good. It's very detoxifying. It's beautiful. Kelly says, when the squirrel I talked and I heard it and I heard my dog, that was source lifting the veil over me. Absolutely. Curtis, I've activated 144 double helix strand spiritual. I'm in a spiritual process. Amen. The squirrel thing was so dang funny. You know what's been weird today is I took that picture earlier. Oh, look at, can you see that cloud back there? But that, right where the flag is, can you see it? That pole was struck by lightning last night. That's a yard light. And completely blew out the... Oh, see, I was just going to tell you, this is what I was going to talk about. See that vulture flying over there? It was sitting, I took a picture earlier, it was sitting on top of that pole. Well, vultures aren't usually around here. The closest I've ever seen the vultures were quite a few miles down the road, where most of the deer are hit and stuff like that. But I tell you what, I've had 3 vultures literally in my yard all day. And vultures represent cleansing, transformation, rebirth. So, I mean, it's great symbolism. They're fearless. And it fits right into the theme of this lunar eclipse being a reset, being severing of the old, because vultures represent literally looking death in the face. They're fearless. So that's really great. That's really great symbolism for all of us. How you doing, Angelita? Big hugs and blessings, beautiful. Let's see. Yesterday was intense, purging to clarity. Absolutely, it is. And so, you know, really, sweet ones, tonight about 2 o'clock, we're going to, between 12 and 2 a.m., I'm going to say. I don't really do much with time, but we're really going to go through that gate, that portal gateway to the 8-8 gateway is going to be fully opened. So really allow yourselves to go through it and know that everything that, again, you know, I say it many times, everything that's coming up, just let it go. Love everything through it. Love your way through it, and really allow the energies of the 8, which is that balance, which is that harmony, to really harmonize within yourselves, and to just let go of anything that's out of balance, out of harmony of what these energies of this lion gate are really going to do for each of us. Yep, absolutely, David. David says it signifies transition, absolutely. Kelly says, I have a hawk, spirit animal, and one visited me the other day too. Isn't it all so exciting? And dragonfly for me last year, and it banged really hard on the window. Wow, and it was so exciting. That's beautiful, Kelly. I can't read the rest of it. My phone won't let me. Beautiful. Well, and another thing about the 8, again, you know, in the video I did last week, it was where I say you have that vertical, you have the cross within you, you know, you have it here and you have it here. And, you know, also that cross is made up of 2 infinity signs, you know, a vertical and a horizontal 8. And the meeting point, just like the number 6 in the Kabbalah Tree of Life, that meeting point is God. When 2 hearts meet, that meeting point is God, the masculine and the feminine, you know, within yourself, of course. And in without, too. When somebody crosses your path, regardless if it seems good, bad, or indifferent, when 2 hearts meet, that meeting point is God. And that is really the space of where we're coming back into, and that's what unity is being in that neutral 0 point middle, walking that middle path, being in that space and being able to observe and allow and accept each other to be how they are without trying to change them, to accept them. And that's what unity is all about, is living in unity amongst each other, allowing them the choices to be who they are, the choices they make to feel the way they feel, regardless if you think it's wrong or indifferent. And allow and accept everybody for who they are and the choices they make. And that's the true spiritual energy behind unity. It's not sitting there saying, oh, I'll come together and do one act. No. It's all coming together and living in unity, in full acceptance and allowance of the individual unique expression of the living Word of God, and to allow it to be that without judgment. Feathers are a great symbolism, messages from your spirit. Kelly, there are over 4 species of aliens, and I have studied this. Oh, honey, there's a lot more than 4. And some live in oceans under earth. What are they planning, and what is with all of the abductions? Kelly, I can't see the rest of what you're saying. However, I will say this, sweet one. Everything is a frequency, including the stories and the frequencies and the energies of alien abductions. When you are in a certain frequency, you will have memories of experiences of things that happen in that frequency, that are created within that frequency, just like pedophilia, murder, war, everything else. Those are all part of a duality, lower frequency, and timelines within those lower frequencies. When you transcend out of those frequencies into evolve into higher frequencies, that stuff falls away. And the reason it falls away is because they're in lower timelines that can no longer support the higher frequencies that you have evolved to. Heaven and hell is not 2 separate places, they're frequencies. And that is the whole purpose of your spiritual journeys, is to evolve in your frequencies. So, again, that's where perception comes in. If you are observing something in the world, it is always a reflection of yourself, period. Now, whether you want to accept that and say, no, I know myself, it's not always a reflection, it's not always a mirror, I know myself, this is on them, you're fooling yourself. And the spiritually mature understand that, because you are the universe, and the universe is in you. And if you are the universe, and this is your universe, then everything is a reflection of self, because it all exists within you, your universe. And if it wasn't a mirrored reflection of yourself, you would not have it in your universe and in your reality, period. And so, as you come into that space, you will find, when you heal that within, when you release those energetic behavior frequencies, when you transform those frequencies and you evolve past those frequencies, that stuff falls away. That's just like why people in your presence, the more inner work you do, the higher frequency you allow yourselves to go. People fall away, relationships fall away, jobs fall away, locations fall away, because they are no longer in resonance with your higher frequencies. And so as you evolve into the heavenly realms, those frequencies versus the lower frequencies of the abyss, which are now being severed through these. For those who are on the awakening journey and who have chosen to ascend, those timelines are falling away. They have been severed because they can no longer resonate with the higher frequencies you have evolved to. And the more you crystalline your light bodies, the more those lower frequencies will fall away. I missed something here. What Kelly said. Oh, we were talking about, there's more than just 4. Again, Kelly, it's also helpful to understand, beautiful, but that a lot of that stuff is distorted and has deliberately been programmed into your mind programming to keep you in fear of extraterrestrials and the true nature of your origins. That too is being exposed right now. I would really encourage you to not research any of that, Kelly, but really to go within and be present with your spirit and ask for deeper clarity, deeper truth, and get your truth that way versus than what is being that you can research. All research is man-made opinion written down. It's not truth. David says, my fiance took a nap earlier today and had a dream come true. That's beautiful, David. You know, sweet ones, I encourage you guys, especially now with a lot of this stuff that's coming in, keep a dream journal or a notebook and really write down when you first get up or you get woken up from a dream, because your subconscious can remember the bigger picture, if you will, But if you can write down the minute details of your dreams and of your visions and stuff, that's actually going to benefit you in the near future. Those symbols, some of them times as symbols in codes and stuff, numbers and codes like that, really write that down because that's going to benefit you. That's really beautiful, David. Kelly says the aliens, and they all have different agendas. When do they reveal themselves to the planet? They are seen on video. Kelly, it's helpful to understand the higher you raise your frequency, you will come to understand that all is already revealed. Beautiful. It's all a matter of frequency you hold within. And the way to evolve in frequency is to heal within and transform that within. Stan Romanek, I don't know who that is, and taking people and the cows, what are they up to there? Again, Kelly, I would encourage you to focus within than so much focusing without. I can't encourage you guys enough to stop focusing on research, to stop focusing on this outside world and really focus on what you want to create and what you have been creating, because this outside physical world is about to change. It's been morphing and it's fallen away, the timelines and stuff, and that's what this severing and reset of this lunar eclipse is so you release the old. Nothing of the old 3D matrix, nothing can go onto the 5D grid, period. And there's no sense in focusing on the outside world that's falling away when you can focus in here and know that what you're creating in here by staying in the peaceful heart and focusing and taking action on what's in here in the heart. That's what you're working on manifesting even quicker, if you will, into the physical plane right now. You don't want to manifest this stuff. All that research and all that's not going to benefit you at all on the 5D grid. That is right, over 12 dimensions. Kelly, there's more dimensions than 12. There's a lot more. Okay, Kelly says you were right, that is true, but oh my God, the work situation, it is hard. It's hard because you're allowing it to be hard. She is hard to be around, but it is just trying to teach me. It is hard. When you detach her from the picture, Kelly, and you look at what you're identifying as hard, remember, it's nothing about her. It's not her that's hard to be around. It's yourself. In every given moment, you are experiencing your own energy. Take her face off and put your face on her body. And now ask yourself, why am I hard to be around? You might find an answer there, sweetheart. Remember, the answer always lies in the polarity of the issue or the situation or the problem, always. Aren't there hundreds of species of alien? Well, first off, it's really helpful to understand that the word alien is a very derogatory label. It's a lower vibrational label. It was created, again, everything is a frequency, and it was created as part of the mind-altering program to keep you all in lower dimensional frequencies. We're extraterrestrials, we're not aliens. It's also helpful to understand that all angels are extraterrestrials, not all extraterrestrials are angels. Okay, true. Is there an exposure date? You are right. Again, everything is a frequency. You want to connect with the star galaxies. You want to connect with the extraterrestrials from the Pleiadians, from Sirius, from Orion, from Lyra, from Andromeda, from Arcturus, from Antares. I mean, the higher in frequency you allow yourself to evolve with from the inner work you do within, you can respectfully request to connect with them. You can respectfully request to connect to the great Grand Central Sun, the Grand Central Sun, any of the great Grand Central Suns. I mean, again, you can ask to connect with the Saturnians, Nibirubians, I mean, whoever you want to connect to. You can, connect to the archangels, to the ascended masters, It's all a matter of the inner work you do and the frequency you allow yourself to evolve to. Beautiful, really. Marlene says, I am separating from family members because they always criticize and talk behind backs, and I've had enough. And that's another thing that these energies are bringing up, giving you an opportunity. Things will fall away, things will be forced away from you. And in other situations, you're just going to, just make the decision to walk away. And I myself have done that. There's just some things you just choose to no longer engage in. And, don't feel bad about it. Honor yourself. Honor yourself in all ways. My dreams have been so real. Dana, it's really, sweet ones, it's really helpful to understand. You know how I'm always telling you, and so there's many others that say this is a hologram and an illusion in this outside physical world. Your dream time is your natural state. It's your true life. And that's why it's also helpful to really write down your dreams and stuff. Because when you go to sleep at night, your spirit leaves your body. That is your true state of being, and you connect with any timeline, paradigm, whatever it is that if you're consciously aware in your dreams, you can do that. Angelita, can you explain about the 5D grid? Angelita, what do you want me to explain on that, honey? Gotta go, but keep up the great advice and blessings. Big hugs and blessings, David. Have a good night, honey. This is true. I just did this at work. Let's see. Kelly, are you plating? Honey, I'm all. And it's really helpful to understand that we all are all. The reason, so many of you have maybe asked yourself, or have heard other people ask, why are the galactics taking such an interest in us? It's really helpful to understand that the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, Sirius, your DNA has been messed with, sweet ones. And they have a vested interest to make sure that this ascension goes through, which it already has in the higher realms, if you will. Because if humanity was to go to fail through this, which it's not possible. I'm just trying to explain this for you. Just like we failed in Lemuria and we failed in Atlantis and blew ourselves up, if you will. Should that have happened this time, not only is it the human race that would have been annihilated, but so would have a bunch of their ancestors. So it's really helpful to understand you are not just Pleiadian. You are not just Arcturian. You are not just Syrian. You are all of it. And the DNA has been spliced so much that they all have a vested interest, and that's why the star galaxies are here helping, because we're their ancestors. And, everything is interconnected, always. Sweet ones in yours. I love you too, beautiful. Let's see. Sleep is meditation. We go to other realms. Absolutely. Okay, Angelina says, I was forced to stop my profession because I did not listen. I wouldn't let go, so I was forced. Absolutely. And that's where I've said it in many of my other videos. Spirit has been guiding you all along, and it's only been fear that has really held you back from fully surrendering. You've been getting messages, or you've been getting this or that, that you need to move or relocate or leave this relationship or leave that roommate or whatever it may be. But you haven't done it because the physical reality didn't present the money or didn't present the place or this or that. And this is really asking you to really surrender and stop letting the outside world dictate your emotions and control your life through your emotions. And it dictates it through struggle, through lack, through this, through that. And that's where you really have to manage your energy and just not focus, change your focus on it. And that's what it's asking to do. And when I say surrender, that's what I'm saying by surrender. Surrender to the full knowing that you are guided, you are protected, you are safe, and you are provided for in every given moment, in every given breath. Regardless of what this physical, materialistic world dictates. And what can we do? What is the best inner work to do? The best inner work to do is really focus on that which you twitterpate your heart. That which makes your heart flutter, that which makes you feel on top of the world. That's spirit guiding you. That is the next step to take. That's the direction. If it causes your heart to feel twitterpated, that's showing you something. Now, I'm not saying, you know, you can meet 10 people from your soul monads and every single one of them Twitter pate your heart to run out and get in a relationship with each one of them. That's not what I'm saying. It's never about anybody outside of you. It's always about yourself. And so, you know, as far as, you know, where to move, what to do, you know, on the guidance that you're getting, on the visuals that you're getting, whatever it may be, you know, if you need deeper clarity, ask for deeper clarity and it will come. Ask and you shall receive. In any given moment, if you ask, receive. And in the process, focus within here on that which you really want to manifest, to create. And when you focus on that, when it is presented to you, the synchronicities or the messages, and you act on them, regardless what the physical dictates, whether you can afford it or this or that, when you take a step to act on it, Spirit will meet you more than halfway with more synchronicities, with putting people in your path that will assist you, yada, yada, yada. That's the best inner work you can do, Angelina, is be present with you and not let this outside world control and dictate your emotions. What manifests through Ouija boards? Gavin, I'm not the one to really ask about Ouija boards. I don't mess with them. I never have messed with them. I really have no thought on it one way or the other. I do know this, that if you are trying to connect with spirits through a Ouija board and you are not in a very good frequency, you can cause yourself some issues. And that's all I really will say on that. That is not a forte I really can speak on, sweetheart. Dawn says, 2 years ago, I released my earthy bounds through a shaman, many shackles and bondage using a mantra and to say I will reincarnate elsewhere. About 4 months later, I took off. I can't read the rest of that. It was shown to me he was a lizard person. I never did the research till after. Agree with this statement. Don't need to read it to go within. Just love you. I love you too. Victor says currently there are 4 timelines that all of you can access. That's right. You know, the timelines are separating. Victor, I can't read all that, but the timelines, I've been saying that too. I've been separating it. You're going into a space where you're going to have temporarily the higher 2 4D timelines are going to be present for a little bit. And then of course you got the 5D grid and you know, there's 7 frequencies with it, 7 layers within that dimensional grid too. And so right now the majority is between the 4th and the 5th. Some of us are higher and reside in the higher frequencies, if you will. But there's no more, what these eclipses going to do, there's no more riding a fence, sweet ones. I've been saying that for months now. And you guys are in a space where you're either going to have to choose to either step fully into this timeline or to step fully into the 5D timelines or the upper 4D timelines. There's no more riding the fence, and it's going to come to a space even on the 4th and 5th ones. You're going to have to make a choice, and if you don't, Spirit will force a choice to be made. There's no more having a foot in both worlds, if you will. We're in a space now where that just can no longer be. Does who have compassion for us, honey? All of the star galaxies have. From Rick Jeweler's post to those who have questions regarding us. Oh, did Rick make a new post? I haven't been online. I'll have to check it out. Kelly says it's all about surrender. Yep. Angelita says, yep, I heard, but I'm very stubborn. Fear does hold us back. We must have faith. Faith is the truth of the trust you behold, and that trust is in the Creator. And that's your heart. We all have the knowingness, it just admitted it, and that's very true. It's all a matter of frequency, Kelly, a matter of letting go of fear. How you doing, Vanessa? Big hugs and blessings, beautiful. Let's see. When I get creative, I had a webbed creature visit. I am so caught up in my job that the spirit has been suppressed. I have to make time and also, and you know, Kelly, I can't read, again, on my phone, I can't read all of that, sweetheart. And that's it, sweet ones. Ascension is ever evolving. It's a discipline, and it's not something that truly, for those that are on their awakening journeys, their spiritual journeys, you come to a space where you understand that that comes to be your focus. Your first and foremost focus is your peace of mind, your connection with your spirit, and everything else and everyone, whether it be your children, whether it be your partner, your spouse, your job, whatever it may be, will come second. You are to come first, because if you do put yourself last, you are not loving yourself. And if you do not love yourself fully, you are not able to love anybody else fully unconditional. And that's why it's not selfish to put yourself first, because throughout your journey, when you put yourself first, you evolve to higher frequencies, to where yourself is first and foremost, and your entire existence becomes selfless and service to others. And it's a beautiful thing. It is a great honor and a great pleasure, and very humbling for us to be here in service. And there is no greater gift that we can receive from the Creator than to be in service of our divine will. You're amazing. Thank you. We are amazing, Angelita. It's so frustrating to watch all these people asking you a question without them doing their own footwork. Victor, I really encourage you, honey, to not judge it. We've all been there. I know I can say for myself, I don't go to anybody now, and I listen to my spirit. However, on the very beginning of my journey, when I had never even heard of awakening or ascension and really had no clue, I did ask. I did reach out, and it's not that they're not willing to do their own work, if you will. It's more of sometimes in the frequency they're at, it's really hard to understand, and they really are just looking for guidance on how to go about and get to that point to do it, versus being not willing to do it. So, I would really just hold space for them and not really judge that. And instead of answering their questions, do like I do most of the time. I sit there and it's like, I encourage you to go within. I encourage you to do this. And that's to that space of really assisting each other. 2 weeks ago, I was in a coma for 2 days, and I saw all of this. I swear to you. Angelita, you're the second one who said that. Now, last week, Chuck's Red said the same thing, that 2 days prior, she had watched me doing this same live video that she had been watching. I appreciate you guys, Kelly. I love you guys. I am so very, very grateful for all of you. Let's see. Victor is right. I got excited. It is so hard because there really isn't anyone to talk to. But wait, there is God. You know what, Kelly? It does get lonely. It does get seemingly lonely, and like nobody understands, yada, yada, yada. We all do. Whether, people want to talk about what we've gone through or whatnot, we all go through those spaces. Just because some of us aren't necessarily there right now, we're in a higher frequency, or, there's some in a lower frequency than you are that don't understand. We all go through it. And for anyone to sit there and say they haven't on their journey, well, I'd encourage them to go within and ask themselves why they're not being honest with themselves, because we all go through it. Straight up, we all go through it. Every space, every experience each one of you have, going through it, or we've been there, or we just haven't reached that space to go through yet. But we all go through it. It's all very similar. Let's see here. I'm sending you all hugs and blessings. The work is also learning we are to serve them in this way. And the thing is until you can serve yourself in the highest good, you're not able to serve anybody else. Until you can love yourself in the highest worthiness and regard, you're not able to love others in that highest worthiness and regard. Until you're able to accept yourself fully, you're always going to sit there and tell people, no, they're wrong. So, you know, again, it's always about yourself. Always. And whatever is presented, regardless of who it is presented through, you know, sometimes it's just a matter of seeing how far you've come and just say, sorry, I'm not participating in this anymore, and walk away. Be grateful for it. Bless it. And just say, no, I'm leaving it behind. And sometimes it's to trigger you and to show you something within yourself. But it's always about you. It's never about anybody else. Let's see here. It's nice to talk, learn, and relate to each other. Camaraderie. Absolutely. Really happy to hear your voice tonight, even though your voice is going. Wish you were here. I love you all. Angelita says, my work is the discipline of learning. We are all at different vibes to assist each other. Absolutely. Serving humanity with patience, love, and dignity. As you do, you'll serve yourself. And you know, again, everything is a polarity. You have to come into the space of self-love throughout your journey to get to a space of selfless love. You have to walk through the pain in order to witness the pleasures. You exist, the physical reality is a reality of polarity. And you can bet your sweet asses if you're experiencing one polarity, you have to experience the other to zero point it out. And that's where you want to keep your focus is, okay, this is the experience. This is what's presenting itself. You don't want to judge it. You don't want to attach new emotions to it. You want to observe it. You want to love it for what it is. You want to be grateful. Grateful that it's presenting itself to you, that you have, grateful that you've become aware of it. Grateful that you're now able to finally let that energetic pattern, behavior pattern go. And, you know, that's the beauty of us. Good morning, Angelique. Let's see. Screen went blank. Can't get you live back, turned off and back on. Oh, I don't know what's going on with that. Pamela, Angelique, you're fine. That's what we're doing. We're engaging, and that's the beautiful thing about us. Amy says, sometimes walking away seems like I'm abandoning those who need me. It does. It feels that way, but that doesn't necessarily make it truth, Amy. Sometimes for your own self, if you will, for your own self-love, you have to walk away. And a lot of that is, that abandoning feeling. It's not that you're abandoning them. It's because it's triggering these emotions of abandonment when you've abandoned yourself, when you incarnated and veiled yourself from the Creator. That's where those abandonment issues come in from, beautiful. Victor says, leaving for a week-long adult spiritual retreat in the mountains. Oh, have fun, Victor. Bless you. I bet that's going to be so much fun. Wish I was going with you. Perfect timing, and I'm highly recommending spending some time with yourself and disconnecting from the world as we know it and tuning in. Namaste, my loves. Namaste, Victor. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. That's beautiful. Kelly says, no attachment, just love, gratitude. Megan says, much love, dears. Big hugs and blessings, Megan. Amy, I miss my family so much, but I am 1,800 miles from my sister. I feel a lot of guilt, but it is nothing to feel guilty about. I came this far. It is a spiritual journey. And, you know, it's really helpful to understand, again, sweet ones, even with our friends and our families and our loved ones, just like you have had to detach the emotions to the memories that have been coming up, so too do you need to detach your emotions to your earth family and friends. Now hear me when I say this. It is the emotions of conditional love. Your whole life you have been taught that love is conditional, but you've been taught that conditional love is truly unconditional, and it's not. And so when I say you have to allow yourselves to detach the emotional attachments to your earth family, what I mean by that is this. When you can detach the conditional emotional attachments that you've been enslaved under, it's only then and only then can you love your earth family unconditional. Because when you detach the emotional attachments, you allow them the choices they make to be the choices they make, and you honor them. Otherwise, the emotional conditional attachments you have are the top beliefs from your ancestors, from your families, from your friends, what you have grown up with. You have been taught with judgment. You have been taught with conditional beliefs that your children have to behave a certain way, that your husband has to behave a certain way, or you have to act a certain way. And it's those emotional attachments. We do it with our children too. Our children want to be artists, or our children want to do this or whatever. How many of your parents have sat there and told you you can't support yourself being an artist? You can't support yourself writing a book. Or, that's just foolish. You need something that's going to give you a good retirement. I mean, we've all heard it. And we pass it on to our children. And we'd be lying to ourselves if we say we didn't do that. Because we have. Because it's something that's been ingrained in us. And it's those conditional emotional attachments to anything, whether it's your earth family or any other experience, that you are encouraged to let go of. When we sit there and say detach the emotions, that's what we're talking about. The emotions that have been created through the mind programming, which is all conditional love. Marlene says, just got a vibration blast in my left ear. Happens sometimes, it makes me cringe. Okay, Marlene and the rest of you guys, when you get a download, upgrade, whatever you want to label it, from Spirit, you get it into the right side subconscious mind. It downloads in there, if you will. When it is on the left side, you are transferring it from the subconscious to downloading it to the conscious mind, if you will. That's why so often you'll go a few days with it in this year. You'll go a few days with it in this year, maybe sometimes. And sometimes you got it going in both ears. And when you got it going in both ears at the same time, you are doing it. It is downloading into you simultaneously, which is actually the best way for it to be. This is so good. I am past my bedtime, 9 o'clock. My life is so exciting. Oh, I think you find many of us go to bed earlier and are up early, Kelly. I'm across the world with no earth family. No, I'm here with no mistakes. It gets easier with clarity. Life is very miraculous. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. And you guys will find on your spiritual journeys, everybody again goes through it. You lose everything of the material world, the material relationships, yada, yada, yada. You have to lose everything in order to gain everything. You have to lose everything that was constructed in the 3D matrix in order to reconstruct in the 5D matrix. You have to lose all your material aspects, if you will, in order to come into a space of appreciation. Because again, you have been taught everything that you have gained within your life has been gained with the energy of lack, has been gained with the energy of struggle, has been gained with the energy of conditional love, has been gained through an enslavement process. And that's why so many of you on your spiritual journeys lose everything, become homeless, because your missions you have to experience everything that love is not in order to experience everything love is. And in order to do your missions, whether you are in full remembrance that you are here on a mission or not, you have to experience those things in order to be able to understand and be compassionate and have that empathy versus sympathy. Because it's the lower vibration of sympathy that we don't want to put out. We want the empathy and the compassion. Now, had you not gone through suffering, then you would not know how to relate to those who are suffering. You would not be able to be that pillar of light for them. It's not that you are here to guide them, here to save them or save the world. The world is already saved. It just doesn't look like it's safe to you because of the frequency you are at and the frequency you hold and the timeline you are dwelling on. However, it doesn't make it not true that the world's not safe. She's already golden. So, really, it's all a matter of frequency. Kelly, that is right, and the lack mentality is the way society teaches you. That is not divine at all. That's right, and that's what we transcend. That's what that's what the global meditations and the unity is. We change the collective energy for those that are still asleep. And then those of us who are on the spiritual awakening journey, when we heal it within, we also heal that in the collective as well. For those that are still asleep, who those are not aware that or understand fully, energy out is energy back, and in every given breath you are experiencing your own energy, period. Angelita says, me too, all day yesterday, all day today, unreal, very powerful. I got this feeling I was being pushed quick, as there's no more time to mess around. And that's right. There is no more time. I told you guys that last week. Gaia's done. She's not giving us a grace period anymore. She's waited as long as she could. And now she's standing up for herself and she says, I'm done waiting. And that's where we're at. And that's the significance of these eclipses. And again, everybody talked about September 23rd last year being the event, being the shift. The total solar eclipse is the event, is the shift. That is the absolute severing between the worlds. That's going to take you into your new realities. And what you engage in and what you focus your energy on and what you participate in, that's really dictating what reality that's going to be in. Kelly, Ireland, Gaia has been abused, Kelly, but Gaia has ascended. Gaia's golden. It's just now starting to get down to the point of the material world. And, Gaia ascended back in 2012. Again, everything starts in the ethers and has to manifest through linear time into the physical. That's why when we say time is speeding up, everything that you're experiencing right now has already happened. Everything that you experience in the future is being dictated and created by how you emotionally react, what you focus your energy on, how you engage, what you participate in right this moment, in the present, right now. So if you're done, truly done, experiencing lack, if you're done experiencing struggle, if you're done experiencing gossip and everything else, really observe yourself. Observe your private conversations. Observe how you act on social media and in public versus how you act within your private groups or your individual private messages. Observe how you interact. Observe what you put your focus on. Observe if you're gossiping. Observe if you're talking about somebody behind their back. If you're experiencing, somebody mentioned that earlier, I think, on here. Somebody talking behind their back. Well, that's because you've engaged at some point in that energy. You talked about somebody behind their back. And it's coming right back at you. Life is an echo. In every given moment, you're experiencing your own energy. And September 23rd is the total shift plus the solar eclipse. The facts in this year, September 23rd. Well, if that's what you have read, I'll let you have that, Kelly. I will say this: truth is as fluid as the frequency you hold. The only absolute truth there is in the universe, period, in the omniverse, anywhere, is peace. All other truth is as fluid as the frequency you hold and the emotional frame of mind you hold. Angelina says, I can say I am of integrity. I live through my heart center. Absolutely, I do too. And that's why you see so many others, everybody is at their own level of frequency. Everybody is on their own timeline, in their own paradigm. Can you say when is this? Again, the total solar eclipse on the 21st of August is the shift, is the event. Because it is that point of darkness that everything is reset. That's what these eclipses are doing. This lunar eclipse this morning at 11:11 Eastern Standard Time was the first severing to reveal to each of you, all of humanity, their character of what they still hold within. That the hidden, this unseen, the secrets, the stuff that you've denied, refused, rejected to heal, to even become aware of or acknowledge. All the ghosts, the skeletons in the closets that haven't been dealt with. That's what this lunar eclipse is going to reveal. And you said the future has already happened. You are spreading truth. The future, the past, and the present are not separate. They're all right now in this moment. It is only the human mind programming and the fact that we are in a space of gravitational linear time, if you will, that makes them seem separate. Amy, you can get as much clarity as you want. All you have to do is ask yourself. Before you go to bed, I encourage you, sweethearts. Mighty I Am presence, Mother, Father, Creator, Team, Angels, Self. Always include yourself. You should include that right after Mother, Father, Creator. Or God, Lord, whatever label you give me. Ask yourself before you go to sleep, say it out loud. I ask for deeper clarity. I ask for deeper truth. If you have a Pacific, I ask for revelations. Be specific. Because if you just ask a general question, don't expect to get a specific piece of clarity. You know, if you want to know something's a rainbow color versus if something's wood color, I mean, be specific, and rather than just say, what color is this? Because, you know, what's black to you in a higher realm could be pink. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, be specific when you communicate with yourself. And you will discover when you ask before you go to bed for deeper clarity, for revelations, sometime during the next day, at some point, there are going to be messages, whether they are through somebody else, somebody coming into your presence, somebody messaging you, whether it's a number code that you're seeing, whether it's a feather you're finding, whether it's an insect, bird, animal that stands out to you, whether it's a song, whether you read something, the message your deeper clarity will come to you if you allow yourself to observe and be present in this moment now. You're not going to see the messages if you are too busy focusing on those hurts from the past or wondering what your boyfriend's doing and why he hasn't texted you. Unless you keep your focus in the present moment, you will miss your messages. Kelly says, that is all exactly right, Linda. Future, past, and present in linear time is not the deeper truth. It is just the experience. That's right. It's all an experience. It's all an experience. And you dictate in every given moment, in every given breath, how that experience goes. If somebody messages you and, you know, you're just not vibing with having a conversation with them, it's your right to walk away. You don't have to engage. You know? What you focus, that's where you master your energy. And it don't matter if they feel something different than you. Honor yourself. You know you better than anybody, including the most awakened person. Sure, you guys can come to me and I can read your soul blueprints. Again, I see numbers, codes, symbols, energies, and blueprints before I see form. But everybody's at their own frequency. And just because what I see and the level of frequency I'm at doesn't mean that the level of frequency you're at is going to resonate with mine or vice versa. And if somebody comes to you, messages you, and you just don't feel like talking to them, for whatever reason, whether they're not understanding you at your level of frequency, walk away. You have that right. They can't dictate to you. How you feel is how you feel. Whether they want to believe that's how you feel and say, no, that's not true, that's on them. You're entitled to how you feel. It's not wrong. There is no right or wrong. And that's where you really just have to honor you, especially during these energies. These energies are really bringing up a lot of frustration. It's really bringing up a lot of people trying to infringe on your boundaries. And, that's a lot of what is being presented. They're trying to cross into your boundaries, trying to dictate to you what is right, what is wrong, and what yada, yada, yada. What is real, what is genuine, what is authentic. Well, that may be real, genuine, and authentic for you through your perception. That don't mean it has to be forced on me as being real, or being authentic, or being genuine. Be real, authentic, and genuine with yourself. Don't let other people dictate your emotions. And I love you all. I really do. It's a great honor for me to share what I go through. And I speak, and where I speak from my heart, because I have gone through it. And I do go through it. And, I don't consider myself above or below anybody else. But I will stand in the fact that I am who I am. I am at a very high frequency, but I've done the inner work to get there. And I know what it takes to get there. And am I judging anybody else? Absolutely not. But I do know the tools to get there. And if I can assist even one, then that touches my heart. And I'm humbled by it, and I'm grateful for it. Because even if it's only one that I've been able to assist through my own experiences, then that's one more that has returned to love. And for that, I'm grateful. For that, I'm very grateful. Pamela says, I'm bummed. Can't get live to work. Turned off and back on and still nothing. Guess I'll have to wait for a replay. I don't know why that is, honey. Angelita says, 8 to 10 crows or hawks came yesterday circling by our porch. Sweet ones, when you get, you guys want to research something. Research this. When you have a hawk show up, or a red fox, or a raven or something that stands out to you, research the symbolism of it. Now, you're going to have a bunch of different websites come up that all say a few little different things about the symbolism of it and the spiritual meaning of it. Read them all. Because some of them have hidden things that the others don't know about. And, by reading it all, you will get an idea of what the message is, or how it pertains to you, and as to why it showed up for you. There's always great symbolism in insects, animals, everything. Amy says, I would so love to meet you in person. I'd love to meet all of you guys. Feel free to come to Texas. We'll have a barbecue. Bring your tent. I got a big yard. We can have a gathering. We can put one together if y'all want. Angelita, I see immediate energy like in picture slides. Yeah, exactly. One day we will all meet, absolutely. Marlene says, I asked my deceased grandmother to visit, that in the morning while having coffee I smelled rubbing alcohol. She was a diabetic. She used rubbing alcohol daily when giving herself injections. Absolutely, and that's how they never, even though they have transitioned or passed away, they're always with you. You can talk to them at any given moment, sweet ones. I love you, Sophia Grace. I love you, Kelly, but never consider ourselves less. No, never consider yourself less. How you doing, Mel? How you doing, Sabrina? How you doing, John? Jen, I said that wrong. Carla, I always do when I ask for something to be clarified. It happens instantly. Absolutely. Valerie, I'm in my way. You're on your way. You're coming to Texas, Val? Well, if you're coming to Texas, you just stop on by, Valerie. We'll have ourselves a little retreat. We'll connect. I literally found a raven feather earlier today. Dana, that is beautiful. That is truly beautiful. Angelina says, you are beautiful and my teacher. No, I'm not your teacher. I'm just here to walk side by side, hand in hand with you, showing you what I've learned through my experiences is you show me what you've learned through your experiences. No one's above or below. We're all here together. And I think you're all beautiful and I love you all. You're just joking, Valerie. Hey, on your way back from California, you can stop in Texas. You can take Interstate 10 or Interstate 40 all the way across Arizona, New Mexico, all the way over here. I love you guys. Kelly, I'll tell stories. There are many laugh out have all been transitioned. I love you guys. Thank you. Sabrina says you're so awesome. I love you guys. I gotta charge my phone, but we're about, like I said, between 12 and 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This portal's gonna be fully open, this gateway through the 8-8. And if you're up, really take some time, sit outside under the moon, under the stars, and really just connect to that energy and allow yourselves to really go through it. You're really gonna see Sirius bright in the sky in the morning, and you know, really just connect to these energies, sweet one. Sirius is bathing us with that Christ consciousness energy. And you know, there are many that are choosing to only allow themselves to connect to the divine, and then there are many who are actually choosing to embody it, and there is a difference. You know, some have chosen to only go to a highest frequency of the Christ consciousness, and then there's others who have chosen to evolve even higher and embody their solar Christ consciousness, and that's where so many of us are, you know, the galactics. Those who have chosen to embody their solar Christ consciousness are choosing to embody their full multidimensional galactic being, if you will. Not everybody is choosing. There's many that that choose to only only want to embody the Christ and only connect to the divine versus connecting to their galactic side of themselves and their solar Christ consciousness. And that's okay. And that's also really helpful to understand, sweet ones, that again, everybody is going to be on their own level of frequency and consciousness. You know, those that are embodying their solar Christ consciousness, they're going to a much higher level of that galactic connection. You know, those of us who have already embodied it, you know, that are in full awareness that our mission is a galactic mission. Not everybody is a galactic mission. There are some of us that are specifically here on a galactic mission versus just an incarnation wheel of karma cycle that they're clearing. This group is light. This group is love. It's not a group, Kelly, sweetheart. It's just my wall I'm doing a live from, honey. I love you guys. How do we tell what frequency we are on? Not that it really matters. You know, Marlene, it really doesn't matter. The only matter where really frequency comes in, if you will, is you can tell the different frequencies that you're not on the same frequency, say, you were a year ago. You can tell because, you know, before you started your spiritual journey, you were in a victim mode. Now, I'm not saying you were a victim, but you have been enslaved in a victim mode, a victim mentality. And if you look back, even 6 months, you're not in that space where you used to react. Say somebody would say something that would piss you off, and normally you would react in a very angry manner. And now they can say the same thing, and it just doesn't affect you anymore. That's where you can really tell the frequency change. And it's really within yourself in meditation, in quietness, quiet of the mind, and the stillness of the heart, Marlene, where you're really going to be able to see, hear, visualize the difference in frequencies there. I hope that helped you a little bit. Hope to get to this level. It takes It takes a disciplined focus of daily inner work. Straight up, it does. It's not something that you can just do every other day or once a week. It is an everyday intense discipline and focus. And I, like I said, I spend every breath focusing, observing, connecting to my spirit. But I live in I live in a realm outside of time, if you will. And I only come back. I'm in the world, but I'm not of it, if you will. Or I'm of the world, not in it, however you guys want to say it. But I have to literally bring myself back into this space of time, if I need to deal with something, or if I come to make a post, or if I come to do a live video. Otherwise, I stay on the deck of my ship. That's where I dwell. That's where I exist. That's where I observe humanity, because that's my mission. That's part of my mission. And so, you will. And don't compare yourself to me, Emmy. Is that Emmy or Kelly who said that? I'm not sure which one said that. Don't ever compare yourself to me or anybody else. At all. Because it's that comparing that you've been enslaved in. It's that comparing that keeps you in spiritual ego or in the lower egoic patterns. It's that comparing that puts you in a space of competition, that puts you in a space of needing accepted, that puts you in a space of needing acknowledged. Spirit don't need acknowledged. Spirit don't promote itself. Spirit don't need to promote itself. Spirit just is. Just being in the moment, being present. So don't compare yourself to anybody. You all are the absolute perfect divine creation of love and light. Of the Creator, God, Great Spirit, whatever label you want to give it. You are the living Word of Christ. Should you choose to acknowledge and receive the glory of that gift. And let's see, okay. Even the ones that embrace you and friend you and connect, and you will be swept in. It says, on a place to hold us back. Absolutely. And those people are gonna cross your path just to test you, just to see if you are going to fall back into those codependent patterns or those narcissistic behaviors, or if you're going to continue to fall for somebody coming in, sweeping you off your feet, just to see if you're going to end up giving your power away again because you're lonely and you want somebody to love you. They're there to show, they're playing a role. They're there to show you where you're not loving yourself. Because the second you begin to need them and want them, and you start focusing all your attention on them and take it off of yourself and forget to meditate, forget to do this because now you're all wrapped up in them, Spirit just showed you a lesson. Straight up. Spirit just showed you a lesson. Let's see. I read that one. Yes, thank you. I have been more conscious of my words, reactions. I am projecting from it. Absolutely. That's the way to do it. You just keep shining from here. And love whatever arises, and love them, whoever play the role for you. Love them through it. Remember, every fear is a betrayal, sweethearts. Love within the betrayal. And what I mean by that, when it presents itself, instead of react to it. Love yourself through it. As Gaia said this morning, you have to walk through the pain to get to the other side to the pleasures. And that's what these eclipses is all about. Darlene says, you are so helpful and supportive at this time in my life. I lost my brother to suicide and have been through the worst. Lost a couple of months ago and try speaking to him and feel his presence. But not sure if he loved me. As time keeps passing, he's reminding me of what matters, but wish I knew if he knew how much we loved him. Darlene, when you go into a space of stillness, when you go into meditation, and if you don't meditate, go out and sit by a stream of water, or, whatever it may be. But really go out there and allow yourself to become present with that silence, with that stillness. And then talk to your brother. Call him to you and talk to him. Even if you do not hear necessarily his answer, speak to him and he will show you that which you seek to know, or that which you need to feel, or whatever it may be. And in this case, wish I knew if he knew how much we loved him. He will communicate with you. If you are not sure how that aspect of things work, I encourage you guys to go out and find the book, The Afterlife of Billy Fingers. And that will show you just how your loved ones are with you in every given moment. That is truly a beautiful book. Tabby Cat, we are all where we are supposed to be spiritually. Absolutely. In every given moment, Tabby, absolutely. There is no wrong. Everything is perfectly designed by divine. In every given moment, you are right where you need to be. And that's where the divine, where spirit is asking you not to judge yourselves. You know, to be accepting, to not compare, to just, you know, love you in whatever way. If it was, Angelita says, example of my mother-in-law truly lives in egoic constantly. I'm not judging. Does that mean because I see it, it's me? Because you see it and you observe it, Angelita, there is a space within you that holds judgment against the ego within yourself. Now, to transcend that, you cannot change anybody else. But this will work whether it's with your mother-in-law, or say your children are throwing a tantrum, right? And screaming at them just really isn't doing it. Really what you need to do, whenever you're observing anything in the outside world that is discordant to you, whether it's a fight, whether somebody calling somebody names, whether it's you fighting with your kids or your grandchildren throwing a tantrum, when you can allow yourself not to react, to step back and to breathe, and really just to go into that inner child, into that space, and observe and say, okay, I'm not sure where the space is if you don't know where it's at, you know, why I'm observing this, but I'm going to transmute it. You know, help me out, talk to yourself again. You know, let's change this frequency because this no longer needs to be part of my reality. If it is with your children, your grandchildren throwing a tantrum, really go within, because it's not the fact that the tantrum's irritating you. They're triggering something from within you. My guess is if you're feeling frustrated, or, you know, or you're in a space of struggle or irritable or something like that, your grandchildren or your children are sensing that, and that's why they are acting out. That's where you have to see beyond what the physical presents. Okay, why are my grandchildren acting out? Where is that space within me? And say, well, yeah, I am a little irritated over that phone call I had 10 minutes ago. That's probably where they're sensing that. And so when you can observe thyself and just go into that space and say, okay, you know, I'm grateful for the phone call. I bless it. You know, I get why you irritated me, but I'm going to transmute that and I'm going to release it and let it go. And I'm just going to send it loving energy. When you can become aware and observe by sending that loving energy, you will notice that your grandchildren have now calmed down within just a few minutes, because you've changed that energy within yourself. And that goes with, if you are seeing your mother-in-law who is constantly judging or constantly putting people down or constantly engaging, you know, just sit there and be present while she's gossiping and don't engage in it, but silently just send little love bombs or loving energy out. And, you know, you can change that energy that she's projecting out. You can change it, and if you observe yourself by doing that, you will see where somebody, or the phone will ring, or someone will stop by, or somebody joins in the conversation and changes it, changes the subject, or you will find all of a sudden she just changes the subject out of the blue and she's no longer in that space of judgment or gossiping or whatever. Again, perception is a tool for you. It's self-perception. It's giving you the opportunity to either see what it's trying to show you, or giving you the opportunity to use your power to change the energy through within you back to peace. Does that make sense, Angelina? Did I explain it well enough, or did I confuse you? That's why I say it's always us. It's always about us. It's never what the physical is, because you want to change anything in the physical world, change the energy in here. If you're seeing a gang fight and you don't like to see that, go within here and say, okay, Creator, I'm not exactly sure where that energy is tied into my cellular DNA. However, I choose to no longer have that energy a part of my reality, and therefore I'm going to change the energetic pattern of gang fighting. I am going to change it to now unity coming together. And, again, you have to start with the energy behind everything in order to change it in the physicality. And time is speeding up. And so as you learn to master your energy and to use your perception in the outside physical world as a tool to change the energy behind it. Sure, one person may not be able to change breast cancer globally, but if we all sit there instead of spreading breast cancer awareness, but we all go within every time we run across somebody who has cancer, go within and be present with the energy of cancer and send healing, loving energy to cancer, to the energy behind the disease. That's how you change it. You don't change it by engaging in it. You don't change it by focusing on it. You change the energy behind it. And that is the greatest gift we're given when we step into our power and understand everything. Everything is a frequency. And when you come to understand that everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, all that you perceive in the outer world can be changed by you within you. By you changing the energy of how you're perceiving it. And that's why when you get more than one light worker, way shower, grid keeper, whatever it is together in unity meditations, or this or that, that's why when you get so many together, it changes it even quicker. You want to change the world, you have to change yourself. You have to change it within you. And every disease, every disruptive act, every so-called sin, all of those energies, all of those vibrations, all of those frequencies are held within every single being on this planet. It don't matter if you're an elemental, an insect, an animal, a human. Everybody carries it because you're on the planet and the planet has been destroyed. And because she holds all of the energies of abuse, pedophilia, murder, rape, incest, anger, hurt, sorrow, anxiety, stress, worry, lack, struggle. She holds the energy of everything. Therefore, every single being that is on this planet, so too holds the energy of everything. So that's why the outside world will dictate to you spaces of energy that are not fully cleared yet. So when you observe something, yes, it is you. Whether it is physically you in that space or time, or if it is something that's held in your cellular DNA, it is still you, and your perception, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, is showing you. Because every time you raise yourself to a higher frequency, you have to go through all the stuff that you've already cleared to see if there's any remnants left of it. Every time you raise yourself to a higher frequency, there's 7 layers within that frequency you have to go through. So you rise yourself to a new frequency, you drop yourself even deeper into the abyss. And then you go through the 7 layers, and that's why it seems like, well, I've already dealt with this, I've already cleared this, I've already healed this. Why is it representing itself? Because there's layers within layers within layers within every frequency you raise yourself to, every frequency you rise to. And so that's why, yes, if you see hatred in the world or racism in the world and you're not a racist, that is still, because it is in your physical presentation, you're observing it. That is spirit giving you an opportunity, showing you that yes, that is still, even though you do not engage in it, practice it, believe in it, whatever it may be, it is still held within your cellular DNA that needs to be released. And the only way to release it is to acknowledge it. Okay, I observe this today, let's change it. Because I no longer need that within my cellular memory. And that's why I always say perception is self-reflection. Because everything is held within. You're the universe, and the universe is you. Everything is held within your cellular DNA. And that's the beauty and the magic of us. And that's how you change what you don't like to see in the world. You don't go out and change it and tell people they're wrong. You don't go out and say, no, you can't do it this way, you have to do it that way. No, you change it from within here. You change it from the energy frequency at which you observed it. And that's how you change the energy. And that's the magic. And really, that's the magic of these gateways that we're coming through, because it's giving you the opportunity to really step into your power and really observe what you're focusing on, observe what you're engaging in. If you are unconsciously engaging in, talking behind people's back in your little private group chats on Facebook, or gossiping about somebody, and but yet you don't do that in the outside public world. It's those hidden and secret behavior patterns that people don't like to acknowledge. They don't like to acknowledge that in their own way there is still an underlying jealousy or competition or a comparison. And those are the things that are being brought up. It's all those hidden, denied, rejected, refused to accept aspects of your character that we just don't like to see. And that's the beauty of us. So this has probably gone on long enough, sweet ones. I'm not sure what all I missed here, but let's see. What's an excellent book, Angelina? Oh, the Afterlife of Billy Fingers. It is a beautiful book. Marlene says, when one has been through deep pain, a simple smile from someone is a gift that brings a smile to my face. It was all uphill from there. Be someone's smile. Absolutely. Put a smile in somebody's heart. I agree. Absolutely. That was beautiful. Treat each other how we want to be treated. That's right. I made a post yesterday, day before. Love is simple. So is life. Do unto others as you want done unto you. And thank you, Angelita. We rock. I hope that helped clear that up a little bit. Okay, good. The full moon was last night. The lunar eclipse was 11:11 this morning, and again, between 12 and 2 a.m. Eastern time, I think it is, that portal will come fully open on this 8-8 gateway. What time is it now? It's going on 9 p.m. here, so that would make it 10 p.m. Eastern time. So in a few hours, if you're up, I encourage you to spend time out under the stars and really connect with that energy, especially with the energy from Sirius. Well, thank you, Tabby. I appreciate that. It's really good seeing you guys here. Thank you, Anna. Did I say that right? Anna Marisha? Did I say that right? Valerie, wow, I had a preacher point out his race to me today. I told him, I see you as a man, not a black man. Let go of the adjectives, sir. I smiled and got up and walked away. There you go. People want to identify themselves by their skin color, so be it, However, our skin color is rainbow. It's iridescent. It's diamond. It's light. If you see me as pink, green, red, purple, well, my definition of pink, red, green, purple is diamond. It's iridescent. So, you know, it is what it is. We all view it how we all want to. And absolutely. I love you guys. Have a great night. Big hugs and blessings. I'm holding you in eternal peace, love, grace, harmony, joy, abundance, prosperity, and magic. Feel the magic of these and really allow yourselves to be transformed, sweet ones. Step through this portal, step through this gateway, and, you know, let us grab each other's hands and leap together. I love you. Have a great night. Big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. Bye-bye now.